Hello and welcome. This is the gut health video, which is very important that we understand even a little glimpse of our gut health, all about the microbiome and how the gut-brain connection works. If you don't know by now, your health starts in your gut. So in this video, we're going to talk about your gut, why it impacts far more than digestion. Your gut influences your immune system, your mood, your cravings, your energy, and even how your body manages inflammation and weight. Inside your gut lives microbiome. So there's about billions and trillions of little organisms and bacteria that are working in your favor. They're your army, they're your little workers to help you survive and be the healthiest that you can be, right? We have our mind, the voice that we hear and the person in our head that we talk to all day and make decisions with. And then we have our body. Our body is alive and it has its own functions that we have no control over. Some people go their whole lives studying the human body to understand what takes place and why we are the way we are, and asking all those really cool questions of how the body functions. So when we connect the two and really understand one another, that's when we really can make wonderful things happen and the shifts that are going to align with the goals that we have, the life that we want, the quality, the longevity, the vitality, all of those things. So we really do have to start with our gut because that's where the outside world meets inside of our body, right? That's the first entry point. And as I mentioned in a different video, when we eat food, our body scans that food and like a barcode. And it's either going to have a positive or negative effect. So going back to the microbiome and all these bacteria and living organisms in our gut, they feed off fiber. Fiber is the key to a healthy gut. And three things that you want to think about when you're thinking about that colony that lives inside: you want it to be vibrant, you want it to be resilient, so strong quality bacteria. You want it to be diverse. The more variety, the better. And you want it to be good bacteria. There are, just as there are good bacteria, there are bad bacteria. So if you think about antibiotic when we're sick and we have to take antibiotic, that is meant to kill that bad bacteria causing an infection. It also will kill good bacteria. So when we do take antibiotic, we want to think about supplementing with probiotics, especially after you've done your dosage. You want to go on a probiotic. And of course, speak to your doctor about this as well. But going on a probiotic after the fact can help replenish any good bacteria that was killed. So imagine we have good and bad in our gut that make up our microbiome, and they feed off of fiber. And again, you want it to be resilient, diverse, and quality. That makes up a really good, healthy, strong gut health. And we also are very lucky. The good news about health in general, and especially our gut health, is we're very adaptable. It's very adaptable. So if you're struggling and you've eaten a lot of sugar and inflammatory oils and just fried foods that are, and the refined sugars as well, or grains, the refined flours and all of those things that lack fiber pretty much. When we eat those foods, we're creating dysfunction and inflammation, which then leads into an array of problems, starting with leaky gut, which is basically from all those bad bacteria and foods that are lacking fiber. It creates little holes in the intestines and it seeps into the bloodstream. From eating a lot of sugar or refined flours, it can throw off the balance of good and bad. So, and that's why too, when taking antibiotics, you increase your chances of like a yeast infection. It's basically called dysbiosis, and that is an imbalance where the bad outweighs the good, right? Like the balance is off. When we're eating sugary foods, it's called candida. That's a really common bacteria that will overgrow in the gut when we're eating those types of bad foods. So this is very specific on what takes place in the body. As I mentioned, the good news is it is adaptable. So if say, I'm going to make a change and I'm going to eat fibers foods and prebiotic foods, probiotic, and really intentionally feed your gut, you can adapt that microbiome within days. They say within 3 days, there's significant improvement And moving forward, it's just going to build and get even stronger and better and more resilient, vibrant, and diverse. So that's the beauty of our gut. But another little inside perspective is when looking at the bad side of things, when a person eats and consumes too much processed foods, which fall under the bad bacteria, the inflammation, dysfunction that occurs. And then those gut health issues happen like dysbiosis, leaky gut, IBS. It also leads into problems with our mood, with our brain, right? Because again, the gut brain connection is a real thing. And our gut houses everything first, and then it spreads out of the body. So we have a vagus nerve that connects from our brain, like all the major organs down to our gut. It's in the gut, right? So the gut, if the gut is compromised, imagine everything else is going to be compromised. We have our good hormones, like 90% of serotonin lies in the gut. If your mood, depression, anxiety feels intense or enhanced or just irregular, we have to take a look at our gut. Our immune system lies in the gut. So if we have dysfunction happening, inflammation happening, and we're getting sick often, or overall are showing signs of a weak immune system, all of these things go hand in hand. So gut health, understanding it is pretty powerful, and I think it's cool to know how your body functions and understand it a little bit more to make that connection, right, with our mind and our body and how they work. But overall, our microbiome and our gut is a complex ecosystem that communicates directly with a lot of parts of our body, especially our brain and the nervous system. So this is why stress causes digestive issues. You ever get really nervous? Something happens in your life and you instantly have to go to the bathroom or instantly feel your gut, feel upset or wrong. That's why stress causes digestive issues and why food choices affects mood and mental clarity. So this week, we want to be careful with extreme gut protocols and restrictive eating rules, because restriction alone can create more gut stress. So overall, it's all about balance, as you could see, right? We don't want to ever stress ourselves out, which can also create those reactions. The food we eat can create those reactions. So we focus on gentle, sustainable support. When you learn how stress impacts digestion, that vagus nerve plays a huge role in calming the body. The small habits can dramatically improve gut health over time. So very interesting topic. Hopefully you've learned a lot and want to continue to explore this. So there will be action steps below that you could start implementing in your daily routines that support your regulation of your nervous system, your gut health, feeding that gut microbiome, and getting on a healthier path. And I'm excited. If there's anything else that you're concerned about, like an actual gut health issue that you need to overcome first, there is certain protocols that whether you work with your doctor directly, I could also help partner with your doctor and in knowing, what the situation is. And I can walk you hand in hand on how to make sure that you're making the right choices to heal your gut and to feel better. That's also something that we could discuss. So check out the info below, and I'm excited to connect with you soon and get into the next week. So as always, stay true to your health, and I will see you soon. And remember, when digestion improves, energy improves, mood improves, and the body becomes more resilient.